Hello, welcome to the Volunteer Refresher for 2017. We are going to talk about a few seasonal updates, and then we'll talk a little bit about a quiz and a couple of documents that should be attached to this email that the PowerPoint is part of. Before we talk about 2017, though, I want to look back at 2016. It was a big year for us. We opened the Polk Penguin Conservation Center, and because of that, we had a record attendance of over 1.6 million visitors. The volunteer service hours went up as well. In response to that, we had 111,307 hours, which is amazing. That's at least a 10% increase over last year. Oops, sorry. Don't want to change the color scheme at all. Okay, so sorry. And we also had a great year with Wildlights, which attendance was 152,539. So it was a big year, and thank you to everyone who participated in making it a successful year. Congratulations to 345 volunteers who were on the honor roll this year. Several of those people have met their 100 hours excuse me, for the very first time. So the volunteer service hour pins, which we hand out, are available in the volunteer office or at the gallery guide check-in area or in the docent office as well. We had a couple of milestones. 20 years in 2016. The following people reached that: Jennifer Berner, Barbara Beanie, Carolyn Manuelson, Irene Fahey, Loretta Ferret, Jody Greenberg, Ann Hensbach, Carol Hunt, Bev Siegel, Eleanor Sloat, and Rob Tomasek. Congratulations to them. 20 years is an amazing time to devote to any institution, and particularly to the zoo. We really appreciate that. Several people also reached their 2,000 career hours in 2016. Lydia Fleming, Nancy Gassel, Gary Gray, Elizabeth Green, Nancy Ranieri, Roberta Russ, Ellie Slovis, John Teeple, Sue Thomas, Tony Trant, and Pam Oliver. So their names are engraved on a special plaque that is in the Education Department reception area, and they also received certificates of appreciation. So by now you should have picked up your parking pass for 2016 or 17. If not, it's in our office. It's orange this year. So please write your name on the parking pass and put it in the dash of your car so that Park Safety can see it if they should need to ask you to move your car at any point. IDs are available at the Park Safety office. They're a little bit different this year. They are going to take a new picture of everyone, and this time it does not say what volunteer assignment you have. It just says volunteer on it. Same thing for staff people. It doesn't say what your position is. It just says DZS and what department you're in. If this is the first time for you getting a photo ID, we're going to ask you to come to our office so that we can sign a little form for you, and you take that to Park Safety and present it to them. They will want your license plate number when you bring that over. So how are your uniforms looking? Do you think you need to replace anything, like your shirt or your lanyard or an Ask Me button you might have lost or gotten rusty over time? Let us know. We have those available in our office all the time. Shirts are $16, sweatshirts are $18, lanyards are $3, and we do special orders on jackets once a year. Usually it's starting in the fall that we start collecting names and money for that. We need to have a minimum order of about 20 in order to place the order. If you are wearing a hat, you should pick one that's plain or with a DZS logo on it. Please, no other logos or pins or anything else on your hats. Your uniform includes your own khaki pants, walking shorts, skirts, or capris, no short shorts, and you wear that with closed-toed shoes. A reminder, especially to the gardeners, unfortunately there are no blue jeans allowed. When should you wear your uniform? You should only wear your uniform when you are on shift. In other words, if you're coming to visit the zoo with a family member or friend, please don't wear your uniform. Sure, you can use your ID to get in for free, but then put the lanyard and ID away so that no one mistakes that you're actually working that day. Also, a reminder that printed material that we give you is actually internal use only, so please don't copy it to give to someone else or to a guest. That stuff is our internal communication with you. We are trying to update the profile part of Volgistics. So if you haven't been in that section of Volgistics in a while, please, it's a tab that says Profile. If you would please click on that and make sure that we have your home phone number and your cell phone number, and that we have your complete street address. We are also looking to update the demographic portion, so the date of your birth, your gender, education, ethnicity should all be filled in. If you have any special skills, like you know American Sign Language or a foreign language, or you know how to do face painting, we'd like it if you could include that in your profile. And under the emergency contact, we really need a first and last name of your emergency contact and a number we could reach them at, preferably a cell phone number. Okay, I'm going to start with some seasonal updates. So attached to the email that this PowerPoint is part of, there is a 3-column fact sheet, or our seasonal update sheet. Please read that over and become familiar with that. You might also want to visit our website. It gets updated quite frequently, so please visit the website at detroitzoo.org. You want to read any press releases that we post in the docent office, volunteer services, gallery area, or the zoo ambassador booth. Those will give you an idea of what the public might have read and might be asking you about. So please take a look for those press releases and keep up to date. And reading the Harambee headlines is also a good idea. We include lots of information in there to keep you up to date. As long as you are keeping up to date, you will be informed, and we all know knowledge is power. You might not have heard this yet, but the Belle Isle Nature Zoo changed its name. It is now the Belle Isle Nature Center. We got a new logo for them, and we are abbreviating it BINC, or BINC. And at the moment, the BINS Brigade, which is our volunteer group there, is now called the Belle Isle Nature Center Assistant. We talked a lot about the anaerobic digester last year, about raising money for it and the construction. Well, the construction is complete. They began testing it in February. When it is completely operational, it will process about 400 tons of animal manure and bedding, and some food scraps as well. We hope to be able to produce between 200,000 and 800,000 kilowatt hours of energy, which is about what the animal hospital requires in energy usage each year. Here's a picture of it. It's a barn with a big generator attached to it. It's back in the administration area. It does not smell. It does not make a lot of noise. It just quietly produces energy. Okay, so we're talking about parking, our all-time favorite topic, I know, with everyone. We have added some additional parking behind the scenes in the administration area, and we are asking you to please become familiar with where those spots are and to use them between Memorial Day and Labor Day, when we expect to have our highest attendance. And also there may be days before and after that in which we expect peak attendance, and we might be having volunteers park in these spaces at that time too. There is a map outlining where all the spots are, and it's also attached to this email. So I went ahead and I took some photos of where these spots are. Parking lot number 1, this is the area behind the new animal hospital, and you actually have to drive through this parking lot now to get to the motorized gate, which lets you into the 10-mile lot. Its motorized gate is right next to the pole barn, or what I'm calling the pole barn gate right here. So this is the view from the 10-mile lot side. So that green gate that I have an arrow pointing to there, that is now the motorized gate. So as you pull up to it from the administration side, it will open automatically. But as you pull up to it from the 10-mile lot side, you have to stop and punch in the code, which remember is 1987, and then it will open slowly and you can drive through. There's also a pedestrian gate right next to it, and that has the same code to it. So 1987, push that in and then pull the gate towards you, and you'll be able to enter that area. If you're walking from the administration side to the 10-mile side, the pedestrian gate has a little release button on the building, the side of the building, right by the gate. Press that and then push the gate open. This is a second parking lot area. It is between the administration building and the maintenance shops. Not very many spots there, but any port in a storm. Parking lot 3 is in front of the admin area, and Wanda might direct you there sometime to park. And parking lot 4 is what used to be gravel beside the greenhouse area, has now been all paved over, and we can use that to park in as well. So we're going to have these days which we call red zone days. We've already had a couple of them this season. We have some areas marked off with red striping, and the red marked areas are to be used only when we have a red zone day. So how do you know when it's a red zone day? Well, either we'll send out an email in advance, or we'll stop you at the gate as you come in, gate 4, and tell you today is a red zone area, which means you can then go ahead and park in any of these red striped areas. Parking in them during non-red zone days might cause a bit of a problem. They are in spots in which we might have to move a vehicle if there's an emergency or something happens. So they're not optimum spaces we want to use all the time. We only want to use them when we have to. So please don't park there unless it's a red zone day. We did add 200 new spaces for guests to park in near the Penguin Center up front using this fancy new permeable pavement, and you access it by pulling in gate 0 and immediately to your right. We will be using off-site parking across Woodward for most of the season. It does not belong to us. We were not able to purchase that ground to make a parking area there, so we are having to take direction from those who do own the lot. And then on really busy days in middle of summer, we may be using the OCC parking garage and shuttling people here to the zoo. The theater opened on April 14th. We have 2 new movies in there. One is an animated children's movie called Turtle Vision. Another one is an educational movie called Coastal Predators. If you, on a non-busy day, want to stop in there and show them their ID, as long as they have space available in the theater, they'll let you watch a movie for free, as long as you've got your ID. Big news here, we're going to be open on Thursday evenings in July and August. We are already open on Wednesday evenings, but now we are adding Thursday evenings. So that is the hope is to spread out some attendance and ease some of our parking difficulties. There will be no special performances on Thursday night. Like on Wednesday night we have a concert series, but not on Thursday evenings. And volunteers are needed for the usual shifts on both Wednesday and Thursday evenings. We had some price increases. Wagon rentals now went up to $10 from $9. Double strollers also went up to $10 from $9. ECVs are now $28. They were $25. Those are the electric wheelchairs. And then parking has increased to $7, but is still free for members and for you. Okay, double credit days. We talked about this last winter and decided that we needed to change up kind of how we were doing double credit days. So we will keep 7 traditional days that have always been double credit, like the Memorial Day weekend. So the 3 days of Memorial Day, July 4th, which is a Tuesday this year, so only July 4th, and Labor Day weekend, the 3 days of Labor Day weekend. So those 7 days will be double credit days. And then we will pick 7 other days sort of at random when we anticipate that we will have large crowds at the zoo and need some extra help. So You won't know when those are unless you get an email from us with a couple days warning saying, hey, we could use the help. We're going to make this a double credit day on Saturday, etc. You will have to enter your time. If you do volunteer on those days, you will have to double your own time and add it into Volgistics. It won't double it automatically for you like it does on the traditional holiday days. So if you have any question about that, you can also ask us in Volunteer Services. We have 3 all-volunteer meetings coming up. These are optional meetings where we'll have a speaker come. Usually it's someone from the Animal Division. Come and talk about something interesting. So the next one is Tuesday, May 23rd. It's in the evening, 6 to 7:30 here in the Ford Education Center Theater. Then we'll have one on Thursday, July 27th, 6 to 7:30 again, and Wednesday, November 8th, 1 to 2:30 in the afternoon. You can RSVP by going on Volgistics and signing up under special events. I don't have the topics yet worked out for all of these lectures, but we can let you know that as soon as we've got them outlined. Again, it's an optional all-volunteer meeting. Volunteer Appreciation Day will be Tuesday, August 15th. This is the first time we've had it on a Tuesday. We used to have it on Thursdays, but because the zoo will be open on Thursdays this year, we can't have it that day. So Tuesday, August 15th. Now, how it works is if you have accumulated at least 20 hours between August of 2016 and July 30th, 2017, you can come as our guest. If you have less than 20 hours in that time period, you can purchase a ticket. Usually tickets are about $15 and you purchase them directly from us. You can bring one adult guest and you would purchase a ticket for them. All of this will be explained in the invitation that goes out in the July Harambe headlines. Some reminders about volunteers and events. Volunteers get in free with your ID during normal business hours. But when there's a ticketed evening event, volunteers must purchase a ticket. Usually we'll offer you a discount on any sort of those kind of tickets like Zoo Brew or Wild Wine or Zoo Boo, but you have to purchase them in advance at the Guest Relations office. We don't give any discount for tickets for Sunset because that is a major fundraiser for us. There are no discounts. So if you do purchase a ticket to come to a special event in the evening, then you act like a guest. You don't bring your ID, you don't, answer people's questions. You're purely a guest at this kind of thing. And you cannot take any credit for attending these as a guest. Just a little word about conservation. Pretty sure that most of you have heard about SSP or Species Survival Plans. This is the mission of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. The cooperatively managed Species Survival Plan program is to oversee the population management of select species within the AZA member institutions. So we just want to mention to you that we are conservation minded, of course, and that we do participate in these AZA programs. We also participate in a second program, AZA SAFE, which stands for Saving Animals from Extinction. This is a relatively new program focusing on 10 species in particular: African penguin, the Asian elephant, black rhino, cheetah, gorilla, sea turtles, sharks, western pond turtle, whooping crane, and vaquita. So as I said, we do work on cooperative programs with both locally and nationally. Locally in Michigan, we work on the piping plover, osprey, mud puppy, common tern, and eastern Massasauga rattlesnake projects. And these are important to us, and while you may not hear a lot about them, we are participating with other organizations on these to help the survival of these animals. A couple of sad notes. Davy, the oldest living binturong in captivity, passed away this past year. We also lost one of the pea horses. We lost all of the prairie dogs. We lost Charlotte, the kangaroo. We also just lost another kangaroo, Adelaide. We lost Rex, the male elk. We lost male wolverine, and most recently Lindy, the eagle. We are looking for more prairie dogs. Apparently, a lot of zoos had a population crash this year, so it's not that easy to find prairie dogs at other AZA zoos at the moment, but we are looking. We are also looking for a companion for the wolverine. On a happy note, Emmett, the baby otter, was born. This is a picture of him at the hospital when he was first born. His mom wasn't producing enough milk, so he's been hand-reared, and he's grown tremendously since this picture was taken. So he's a happy little otter. He now has an adoptive brother, Stuart. And so Stuart and Emmett, we hope they make an appearance once the otter habitat is finished with construction. So there it is, the area in which the habitat for the otters will be expanded. Construction is well underway there, and we hope to finish that by summer. And it will have outdoor areas in which visitors can watch the otters from outdoors as well. We have the giraffe building was expanded. You can see to the right of the picture that cement area is a new barn for the giraffes. And there's also a small divided yard off to the far right of that. So lots more space for the giraffes. They're starting to get used to it right now, being introduced to the new space, and it really helps us in being able to, if we need to separate them for any reason, to having enough space to do that. This is a picture of the inside of the current giraffe building and where a window will be to look into the new building. You won't be able to walk into the new building, but you can look into it. Wolverines, because Davy the Binturong passed away, we're able to do some work here, and we are taking down the wall and expanding the wolverine habitat so that the current one wolverine and hopefully any future wolverines will have more space to roam in. Homer is the sloth, and he has taken up residence in the old Meerkat building. That is open and been open for a little while now, and he seems to be enjoying his new space. If you're not familiar with where this is behind excuse me, the Japanese macaques and next to the rhinos. Aardvarks, we took the wall down excuse me again. We took the wall down between the aardvark yard and most currently the warthog yard, which was also used to be the hippo yard, and our aardvark proofing that habitat so they can't dig their way out and making it one large yard for them. Updates are going on in the NAC as well. We have closed the immersion gallery, which is where Homer the sloth lived, along with a few other animals. And we are making that a habitat for the Japanese giant salamanders. That will take some time to do, probably the better part of the summer, but we will let you know when it is open. It will not be a closed habitat any longer either, so people will be able to walk through it when they walk through the NAC. We are expanding the tiger habitat, and it's going to move eastward, so sort of the tiger habitat is to the left of this picture, and to the right is where we're going to expand the yard. We've raised about half of the money so far, and we are working on the other half. When we have that fully funded, we will start construction on it. The horse yard is also being expanded. We are moving into the picnic area across from the barnyard and having that as another enclosed yard for the horses, which I'm sure they will enjoy. Okay, that's kind of it for the habitat updates. So just kind of a reminder for an update for each of the different volunteer assignments. So ARL guest assistants, yep, you figured it, no polar bear cubs this year. Nuka and Tellini are together with hopes for the future, of course. We currently have 1 male and 2 female gray seals and 1 male harbor seal. Frida, who had been with us for a while, has passed away, unfortunately. We have 3 Arctic foxes, 3 females, and shifts are going strong. They started on April 8th. Bink assistants, currently there's 7 deer. The staff would like special assistance on Fridays and Saturdays with Nature Tots if you're available. And a couple of big dates coming up this summer are Detroit Metro Youth Day, Wednesday, July 12th, Bee Fest, August 19th, and Boo at the Nature Zoo on Saturday, October 28th. We did have training already for the Michigan Butterfly Network. We hope to be able, this is a citizen science project. We hope to be able to have additional trainings perhaps next year, seeing how it seems to be very popular. Docents, just a reminder, there are lots of docent tours and special activity tables for our partnerships with the Waterford schools, with Warren and with Northville, and I'm sure there's going to be more partnership agreements made, so we're always looking for assistance with those. Finding a sub. If you cultivate a friend amongst the docent group, that's a great way to kind of find a sub on a short notice, or you can use the roster that we supply to you. Keeping up to date on your animal information is especially important for docents, so please try to attend as many docent meetings as you can. Visit the DZS website as frequently as you can, and look for the postings in the docent office. And it is the 40th year for the docent program, so yoo-hoo! We are looking for temporary greeters at the NAC right now. It's school season, so we need assistance with greeting school groups and kind of helping with mild crowd control there. That's just until about June 8th or so. And then we'll also be looking for additional FEC assistance in the changing exhibit hall, probably later this summer when we have a new changing exhibit. Gallery guides, the permanent art has been reinstalled, and some pieces that we haven't seen in quite some time have been installed. We will be continuing to get temporary art displays, and they will come and go. We did purchase the Shackleton exhibit, and part of it has been relocated to the Penguin Center in the lower level area. Part of it has been taken over to the administration building, and part of it is in the the Nautilus conference room on the second floor of the WIG. We have removed the designation category of Gallery Guide Other. That's where you used to put your hours for anything you did outside of Gallery Guide, but we have discontinued using that. Instead, now you record all your Gallery Guide stuff under Gallery Guide, but if you do anything else, like special event or whatever, record it under that category. Gardeners, planning week is going to be Memorial Day weekend through June 3rd. Do check out when the fundraising walks are. We announce them in the May and in the June newsletter, so that you'll know to kind of avoid early mornings on those particular days because the zoo will be filled with walkers. And a gardening assistance, if I could give you a reminder to please sign up at the beginning of the month so that we can print a monthly calendar and the landscape department can plan projects accordingly when they know people are coming. Mob Squad, we currently have 17 red kangaroos and 1 wallaby, and we are of course looking for more wallabies. Penguin people, so there are 4 volunteers per shift, and you know that the positions are A, B, C, and D. So the first person to arrive should check in and write A next to their name and take the position A. The second person should take the position B, and you want to write these on the sheet when you enter so everybody knows where they fall in the positioning. Everyone should enter through the front door of the Penguin Center. You want to check with guest relations there and ask them, is there anything special that you should know for the day? And also you want to check with each of your volunteer teammates so you know when you'll be switching positions. So this is a bit new for this year. Based on feedback from everyone in the Penguin Center, we are going to do a move based on the flow will be based on the direction that the visitors are moving. So position A, when it's time to switch, moves to position B. B moves to C, C moves to D, and then D comes to A. So position D is the one that initiates the move. So D should come over by the outside of the building and come in the front door and tell A, okay, it's time to switch. I'm here to take your position. Something new also for this year is there's no staff member at the exit doors. That staff position is instead closer to the splash pad area outside, keeping an eye on that. So they have asked if we could try to keep an eye on people entering the wrong way into the Penguin Center. So just if you happen to see people entering, if you could just tell them, oh, I'm sorry, the front door is at the other end. This is an exit only. The staff at the Penguin Center also had some tips for me to share with you. They asked that if you are in position B, that you stand at the opening of the tunnel and ask people on the left side to walk through. People can stand on the right side to take pictures if they wish. Strollers, it's okay for children with special needs to come inside in a stroller. That's not a problem. Stroller parking, it's okay if you have to move a stroller on the outside just so someone doesn't trip over it. It's okay to do. They're going to try a different ticketing method. They're going to give 1 ticket per family and per school group. I'm not sure about the school group, whether that's per chaperone or per group, total group. Instead of having to print out a ticket for every person, they're going to try this method. We'll see what happens. There are coat hangers in the exit area of the underwater gallery. So if you're standing in the underwater gallery and you look at the wall, there's an emergency exit door. If you push that open, no alarm will sound. It's fine. There are some hooks on the wall just inside there. And then the door doesn't lock, so you can get back out into the public area. If you need help with anything, please ask the Penguin Center staff. That's Michael Lynn, Michael Clark, and Matt Verm. They did want to point out occasionally they find people chatting with each other for quite a while before moving on to their next position. So if you could keep the chatting with each other kind of down to a minimum, they would appreciate that. And the guest relations staff wants to say a huge thank you to everybody who volunteers in the Penguin Center. They could not run that building without your help. Some updates of numbers. There's currently 77 penguins, 23 gentoos, 23 macaroni, 19 rockhopper, and 12 king. We are expecting 5 more male macaroni penguins. I'm not sure if they've actually arrived and are out on display yet. When I did this PowerPoint a month or so ago, they weren't here yet, but they may be there by now. You can ask the guest relations staff when you arrive for your shift. We are trying to allow the penguins to raise their chicks, hatch and raise their chicks on exhibit. Okay, this is a note for everybody, special event volunteers, which is all volunteers. Zoo Brew is May 12th. It is sold out. We do have a few openings for help in the second shift right now. Meet Your Best Friends is May 19th and 20th. Girl Scout Day, which is a big day here, May 20th. Sunset at the zoo is June 16th. If you're interested in helping with the event, please send us an email. We'll put your name in the lottery and let you know if you actually got selected. The zoo will close at 1 o'clock on June 16th, so we can prepare for sunset. Member Fest is actually 2 evenings this June, June 21 and June 28th. We're trying something new on June 29 called the Bike Safari. Read more about it in the June issue of the Harambe Headlines. Wild Beast Wild Wine will be July 21st. We have an as yet unnamed another food and beverage event on August 11th. Senior Day, Run Wild, Meet Your Best Friend, Zoo Brew number 2, Zoo Boo, Wild Lights, and Polar Beers. I'll take you through the rest of the year. In general, the shifts or special events are posted on Volgistics on the day that the newsletter comes out. The newsletter comes out on the 3rd Sunday of every month. So we can only post, though, what has been requested from other departments. So if I don't get a request for something, I can't post it. So even though you know that Meet Your Best Friend at the Zoo is coming in September, if I don't get the request for it until August or so, I can't post it until I get that. So just keep in mind that sometimes you don't see it because I haven't gotten a request for it, but in general, they're posted when it's announced in the newsletter. Staff aides, thank you for all the work you do all over the zoo. If you're looking for a staff aide assignment, please just email us and remind us of what your skills and what your interests and availability are. And the next time we have a project available, we'll send an email to everyone who said they were interested. Zoo ambassadors. There's a new restroom outside the admission gates. so that you can direct people there if they're waiting for the rest of their group to arrive. They can wait outside and use a restroom. And it's right, let's see, if you're standing looking at the admission gates, it's to the right. Your regular shifts are back to 10 to 1 and 1 to 4 this year. There is the optional start time of 9 a.m., but if you do decide to do an optional start of 9, you must stay up front. There's no reason to be walking through the zoo that early in the morning because we are just opening. There's also an optional stay till 5 at the end of the day, and you can be walking on that portion of the day because we are still trying to get people out of the zoo. Bus greeter shifts, they're posted in Valgistics, and they started on May 8th. And this is where you use part of your zoo ambassador shift to help guest relations greet and move school groups from the parking lot to the front gate. Let's see. We might need some extra help with line control with the Penguin Center. They'll come over and maybe grab a zoo ambassador if they need extra help. So be aware of that. And that 2017 is the 15th year for the zoo ambassador program. So I get questions about this a lot. What's the schedule like? Why is it only weekdays, mornings during this period of April to mid-June? That is because we don't really have very much need for zoo ambassadors in the afternoon during school season. So we concentrate on weekday mornings and on weekends when we do have visitors here. As I mentioned, the bus greeters, we're doing that between May and June. There are 4 shifts of that, and it's a 9:15 to 11:15 time period, and then you would stay till 1 o'clock if you had signed up for that, and just resume your regular ZA duties after 11:15. Once Father's Day or so rolls around, then we have daily shifts, morning and afternoons. We will be having a 5 to 8 o'clock shift on Wednesday and Thursday evenings in July and August. And then in September, we go back to weekday mornings only and weekends. And then in October, we go to weekends only. Just a reminder how to contact us. If you send an email to volunteer@dzs.org, you're more likely to get a quick response. If you send it to myself or Crystal or Chelsea, it may have to wait a couple of days if we happen to be off. So please send it to volunteer@dzs.org. We can always, all 3 of us can look in that email box and can make a quicker response. The phone number hasn't changed, 248-541-5717, extension 3802. It does have a funky little message before it comes on. It says, please leave a message for us, and we can retrieve that. All 3 of us can. So as I mentioned at the beginning, there are documents that accompany this, this PowerPoint, so please read all of those documents, and there's a quiz that we're asking you to fill out and send back to us. You can scan it and email it back to us. You could print it and drop it off in the office. You could print it and mail it to us. We don't care. Just somehow print the quiz off and get it back to us. And then today you can record 1 hour of service under the heading of training for watching this PowerPoint. So I hope that you've gotten no time for quiz. So I hope you've received some information that you can use. And once again, we thank you for your service. If you have any questions, come and see us in Volunteer Services. Thank you.